Shalom, shalom. I'm the brother Marakab. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rukakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and all the Akim out there that push this truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Started from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar. And like I said, I'm the brother Marakab. And yeah, today's video I wanted to speak on uh well uh little quick now was a test well yeah a little testimony though. So what happened was like my I won't get into detail the job that I do though, you know what I mean, because you know how Esau is. So what I do is, let's just put it this way, I pick up sick people and take them to their appointments, you know, and the appointments usually last 3 hours or a little bit more. So that's all I'm gonna say, like describing the job that I do. I pick them up and I take them though, and then till they get out and I take them back to their house. So so that's pretty much the job that I do. you know and well, one of the sick people that I was picking up though, well, a week from today, right, today's Wednesday, I had seen him though, right, I had seen him and I picked him up. He was a little injured from his arm, but he was one of those patients that was able to talk, able to walk. You know what I mean? Though, like, he didn't need assistant though, man. Because I would just pull up to the clinic though, and he would just, jump into the van. So he was just somebody that could just, you know what I mean, functional. Because there's some that I pick up, they're in wheelchairs or they're in walkers, and things like that though. Those are the ones I pick up too though. But this individual, he was somebody that he could walk though, and talk like cool. He was in his right mind though. So last week on Wednesday, like I said, I picked him up. I dropped him off his house. Usually me and him text though. He'll text me like, oh, what time he be getting out. He'll just text me like, oh, this person's getting out right now, or what I'm saying. So that's a bond that me and him had though. That it was like a communication between me and dude though. He was in the clinic though, and he would just text me, oh, this person's gonna get out right now, or yeah, this person is here, and things like that. So me and dude had a communication though. So, I mean, like I said, he was cool. He was cool. He looked like a so-called Edomite, but I mean, through the spirit, I feel like he was a Jake though. Because his spirit though. And so yeah, last week on Wednesday, like I said, the usual, the routine, picked him up though, took him home, and then that was it. So this individual, his appointments are usually on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I pick him up 3 times out of the week though, and then Tuesdays. Well, I'm off Thursday. Tuesdays and Saturdays, I pick up different people, a set of people. But anyways, Friday came around though, and yeah, so he didn't text me, he didn't let me know nothing though. So to me, it was kind of weird. So I left it alone. So what happened that day though? So I texted him and nothing happened though, and then yeah, so I was just like, whoa, it's weird. Found it kind of weird though. So I left it alone. You know. So then, like I said, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays pick him up. So then Monday came around, which this Monday that passed though, I was going out there, I didn't get no, what's it called? Text message of what time he was getting out or nothing though. So I was just like, well, that's weird though. He's probably like, and this is somebody that never missed though, man. This guy would go 3 times out of the week though. So this guy was never missing though. So, because, there's other patients that they would miss because they had an appointment, doctor's appointment, or they were feeling sick, though, or something, though, like that, because the people that I'm dealing with, they're sick, though. So, it was normal. So, Monday, I was like, it was already getting late, though. So, I'm like, damn, this guy usually comes out around this time, though. So, let me go see if, what's up with dude, though, like, what's up with dude? So, I went inside the clinic, though, me and some other guy. And I went up in there though, and I asked one of the nurses right there, one text though, and I was like, hey, did such and such come today though? And then he was just like, oh, like, cause at first I thought he was tripping because I just walked up in there though, me and some other guy, we just walked up in there though, and I thought he was gonna say something because we walked up in there though, and and I told him, hey, such and such there, and he's like, who are you though? I'm like, hey, bro, I'm just a driver though, man. I just take dude home and that's it, man. And it's kind of weird because it's running a little late. I just wanted to know if he was here today or not. So then I text like, oh, what company did you work for? So I told him the company name and everything. I'm like, yeah, so I think he just wanted some like confirmation though. You know what I mean? Like, just wanted some confirmation, like saying, okay, this guy is a driver and he works for this company. I know that company though, So he probably just wanted to confirm through me though, saying like I did know like the individual. So he was like, oh yeah, man, but okay though, but hey man, just letting you know that the dude though, man, passed away on Saturday. And I was just like, what? Saturday? He's like, yeah, he went to the hospital on Friday. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, because I was like, I texted on Friday, but I didn't get no message back, so I didn't know like what was going on. And so, you know what I mean? But then, Monday came around though, and I told him I seen his name on the list though, so I was thinking that he was here today. And he goes, yeah, nah, man, he's not with us though. He passed away on Saturday. It's like, what the hell? I was like, man, I just had to pick him up on Wednesday. He was all good and dandy though. And he goes, yeah, that Wednesday too. He's like, I was talking to him and everything though. So, just, boom, just automatically, which we know, that was Yahweh Shemal Shai, the judgment of Yahweh Shemal Shai though. So I don't know the details on what happened to do though, man. But anyways, he just had gone to the hospital on Friday, and the next day he never, he passed away. So I mean, to me, it was just like, the way I took it, I was like, damn, Yahweh Shemal Shah would just take you away like that, even if your best health, like, you know, because another individual that I used to pick up, she actually had a stroke though, man, and she used to ride with that guy too, with us. And this lady though, I mean, sure, he moved away though, man. She moved to Bakersfield though, but this lady though, she was elderly. She was more older than the individual. And the fact of the matter is, she had a stroke though, man. And we thought she was gonna be dying though, dead though. But then she ended up going to a rehab. It took 2 weeks though. She was in the hospital. Then she went to a rehab for another three weeks though. Then she got better though. She was in a wheelchair though. But the thing is though is she recuperated though, man. She recuperated though, and now she's better though, man. Even though she had the stroke though, but guess what? She's better though. So I'm just saying, you don't know when your time is though, man. Which that's a scripture though. I'll get it real quick though. I said, is it James 4? And I think it's James Salakia. James, is it 4? Okay, let me get yeah. James 4 and 14, it says, whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow. Yeah, because you don't know what tomorrow will bring. For what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then it vanishes away. See? So, man, like, you're here and the next day you know how the saying goes, he was here today, but the next day he was gone. You know? And that's just the way it is though, man. See, it is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then it vanishes though. So that's literally our life though, man. You know what I mean though? Even our life expand though, man, like we used to live, I mean, talking about the ancient time, man. We used to live to like 400, 500 years. You know what I'm saying though? So that's the thing though, man. And now the times that we're living though, I think, well, it says that the Lord made it to to us to live to almost like 100 or something like that though. I forget what scriptures they are in though, but you know what I mean? So the Most High made it like that though, to at least like almost 100 though. But you see, now in this society, all the air, the water, the food, everything around us and shit is killing us though, man. You see? So our life is even more shorter though, man. Because look at the crap that we eat. Look at the pollution in the air, man. The allergies be acting up and shit though. You know what I'm saying? The water though, which I'm getting into like see if I could get like a copper jug though. Like a 5 gallon copper jug or something. Like a just a jug in general. Because the water that you're even drinking and shit is so called filter though. But it's not really good though. You know what I mean though? But what I'm trying to say is that you just never know, man, when your time is though. Like I said, like also too, you could be healthy though. You could be healthy, so-called healthy, right? And boom, next thing you know, because like I was saying, that individual that passed away on Saturday, he looked more healthier than the lady that had the stroke and it was in a wheelchair though. You know what I mean though? But you were thinking more like the woman that had the stroke, she was gonna pass away before even homeboy though. You know what I mean though? And then next thing you know, boom, he passes away though. I mean, sure, I had to move away already though, but this is an individual that I would thought I would continue to pick up though. But it goes to show the Most High would just cut your life though, man. And that's a scary thing though, man, because you just never know, man. So if you're a true man of the Lord, man, you could be doing the work of Yahweh Shema Shai all the way into the end, you know? Which was it Philippians or what is it? Oh no, 2 Timothy. No, I think it's first. Oh yeah, this one. 2 Timothy 4 and 4. I mean Slakia, 6, it says, "For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand." So Paul's speaking, and he was already gonna die. "I have fought a good fight, and I have finished my course. I have kept the faith." You see, at the end of the day, man, it's about keeping the faith and believing in Yahweh Hashem Shai, because we're gonna go through all these obstacles, man. But as long as you go through all these obstacles, you kept the faith, though. That's what matters, though. And Yahweh Shai is a faith, though, man. Believing in Yahweh Shai, though, that's faith, though. And faith is given to you, man. You know? So that's the thing about it, though, man. So you got to fight all the way into the end, man. So no matter what you're going through or this or that, though, like I said, it tells you in the scriptures that Paul even had an infirmity, though. We don't know. I don't know exactly what it was. But he said he's talking about a thorn in his side, though. So he had something going on with him, though. But he continued to push, though, man. He continued to push, though. You know what I mean? So in this life, man, in this our short life, though, that we have in this earth, though, I mean, we'll always come back in reincarnation, of course, though, but you having the spirit, you having the wisdom, the truth, the word, though, use it, man. Do something about it. Don't put your candle under the, like it tells you in the scriptures, don't put your candle under the, what's that, bush or the bed, though, it says. Don't put your candle underneath there, man. Let your candle, let your light shine, though. Do the work, man. Let it be known to, you know what I mean, that you're out there preaching, doing videos like this, though, man. Because like I said, though, one day you be here and the next day you're gone, though, man. You know? So when I took that, like I said, I mean, I couldn't let it, like, mess me up and shit, though, man. I mean, I barely met dude this. I mean, we had our little bond and shit, though, and things like that. Like, wouldn't call it. I mean, it was work related, though, but we still, there's an individual that I'll pick up on those days, man. So next thing you know, boom, the Most High just took his ass, you know? So what we do right now is what matters, though, man. Because, man, you just never know, man. You just fucking never know. Great men of Israel had passed away, though, man. You know what I'm saying, though? And, of course, they all went through all these obstacles and all kinds of shit, though, man. But one thing they kept, though, is their faith, though, man. So, man, Lord will, this place needs to go, man. Because I feel like, I'm speaking as a man. That dude would just, they had probably gave him something, though, or at the hospital for him just to, like, boom, like that, It was just weird, man, But, like I said, everything's in the hands of the Lord, man. You know what I'm saying, though? Everything's in the hands of the Lord, though. So let me get this. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon. There's a second though one where it talks about yeah, this one right here. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 2, it says, "For we are born at all adventure, we shall be hereafter as though we had never been." You know, for it says, "For we have been born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we have never been. For the breath in our nostrils is like a smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart." See? "Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air." See? We just die though, man. Just die. Spirit goes up, and that's it, man. You know what I mean, though? So that's what I'm saying. So for it says, "We are born at all adventure, we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For a breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart." You know what I mean, though? So we're just here for a little while, though. You know what they say? Death is a promise to you. Death is a promise to you, though. So with that, hopefully this video was edifying. So with that, I want to say shalom.